You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. To gain further support, join my channel membership. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates. I am your channel for all things inspirational, positive, and mindset shifting. So welcome to this channel if you're new, and hit the subscribe. And also, thumbs up, like, it's really good for my analytics. And thank you to those who are here watching now live and those who are watching in the replay. Welcome. I hope you're having a great day so far, a great week, month, year, whenever you click on this video. I really do appreciate it. So today I want to talk about support. I think that support and the amount of energy that we put into support and who likes us, I think that a lot of times that we put way too much energy into things when we really don't need to. I think it's really definitely about a balance, getting balance, getting focused, and knowing oneself, knowing what's important to us. And there are a lot of things that are not important, and there also are a lot of people who are not important. We are the ones that put that energy into it and worry so much about so many things. Hey Liz, how are you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? Hey, always Tam, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Eunice. Yes, all is well with me. I hope all is well with all of you as well. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about this because, you know, let me just start off by putting up this. Um, we all want to be liked. We all want to be cared for. We all want to be supported. Everybody wants to be liked, cared for, and supported in some aspect, in life, in all relationships. It doesn't matter what relationship this touches, romantic, spiritual, um, financial, you know, with siblings, whatever the relationship is, every single person wants to be supported and liked. But the whole issue is that what kind of energy are you pouring into it? The time that we spend pouring into who cares, who likes, who supports, we could be busy in our own endeavors and also giving that same love and that same energy back to the ones who actually do care about us back. I think that that's something really important, that we really go off track a lot of times, with people in our life. We put so much energy and we waste our energy, we waste our time, and we get off of our focus, so concerned about who likes me, who doesn't like me, who cares for me, who doesn't care for me, who supports me, and who doesn't right now. And it's not a good thing. We have to learn what really matters. And hey, Colton, how are you doing? Welcome. And we have to learn who matters. And I think that that's so important, but it really depends on where we are in the journey of our life. Every single person is on a journey. Every single person thinks a certain way about themselves. Some are just beginning in their walk of learning to love themselves and learning how to be their own friend and all of those things. And some people are further along where they know themselves, they know what they deserve, they know what they're worth. So all of those things are important. But I just I just wanted to feed some of that positive energy to all you motivators and let you know to not waste your time, your effort, your energy on people because they don't like you or they don't support you or whatever. And there could be many reasons why people have stopped supporting you or stopped caring for you. But my whole thing is that sometimes we think that people actually care for us when actually it's fake support. People are fake friends, or they were just using you for a moment, or in some situations, people could be going through something that we just don't know. You really don't know the burdens of other people. We tend to sometimes think of things in a negative connotation and a negative light, that that person, oh, they're mad at me, or that person is jealous of me, and it has nothing to do with us. Sometimes the reasons why people can't do certain things for us like they used to, maybe their situation changes, maybe their health, maybe they're going through so many things, maybe their heart is burdened down with some sort of weight, they're dealing with some big difficulty. You never know what it is that another person is going through, why at one period of time they could support you and maybe now they can't. Maybe their schedule changed, maybe they had to get a job, maybe they're grieving some loss, maybe they're dealing with some mental health issues. But the whole thing, the reason why I wanted to have this discussion is that I want us to vibrate higher, have higher energy, and not to put so much effort and energy into thinking who likes me, who doesn't like me, what is that about? At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter who likes, cares for, and supports us. Now, don't get me wrong, every single person wants to be loved and cared for, every single person. But if somebody won't, are you going to keep raising your blood pressure, arguing, telling everybody in the world this person don't like me, this person don't support me? Well, what are you going to do about it? You can't change it. You can't make people like you. You can't, and we don't want that anyways. That's another thing that I learned in my maturity, in my personal growth. Why would you want to force people to care for you? Why would you want to force people to want to be there for you? Either they want to or they don't. And that's just the reality of it all. Hey, realist one, how are you doing? Welcome. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Shout out to my mods. Yes. Shout out to my mods. Hey, Shantirement, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for your support. If everybody could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Um, and that's one of the things that, people will pretend to say, oh, I hear people say all the time, oh, I don't care. I don't care what other people think about me, or who cares if they like or they support me. But it's not true. As a human being, we care what other people think about us, but it should never get to the level to where it is overtaking our mind, that we're getting to this frenzy or this craze, like trying to force relationships, trying to force people to like us, trying to force people to support us. If somebody wants to do something, they will. If they don't want to, they won't. And that's just it. Okay. So let's get into this discussion. We talk about who cares if they like or support us, but the thing that we have to understand, don't beg people to care about you. Don't beg people to care for you. Um, Respect yourself enough to know that, I'm a wonderful individual. You are a wonderful individual, and people will be drawn to who they're supposed to be drawn to. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You won't get everybody to like you. And guess what? You don't want that anyways. You never want everybody to like you, because not everybody you're going to run with, not everybody is going to be agreeable to on the same wavelength. And some people have just not got to that level of personal growth, that they're so involved in themselves and being selfish that they only care about themselves and they don't care anything about other people. But one thing that we're not going to do, motivators, is beg people to care about us. Never do that. Respect yourself enough to say, I respect myself enough. I care about myself enough. And I'm going to focus my energy and my power on the ones that actually do care for me. That's where you put your energy. Put your energy in the ones that already are supporting you, the ones that are already caring about you, and not the ones who don't. Okay? Don't beg people. Don't be on your, oh yeah, oh, can you do this for me? Oh, can you, and it's one thing to ask somebody to support you or ask somebody to be there for you, but it's when you have to constantly, and that you see that the energy isn't there, you see the effort isn't there, you see that they're kind of like whatever, like there's not a lot of energy towards it, like they really don't want to do it. People will show you by their body language how they feel about you. They will tell you also by their tone, the tone of their voice, like, okay, yeah, or whatever. People will tell you how they feel, what they're going through, and all of those things just by the way they treat you. So we definitely have to pay attention to how we are being treated. And of course, one of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou: when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and believe them the first time. Okay? Believe them the first time, everybody. Believe them. Absolutely. I'm not going to force anyone to care about me, to check on me. What kind of relationship? And it never lasts. That's not a real friendship. Definitely isn't, Eunice. And it's something that I think you have to grow into. And one of the things that I had to learn is that, people who are related to me, my relatives, don't try to force people because that's your cousin, that's your siblings, that's whoever to you. If people want to be there for you, if people want to support you, they will. And when people are showing you that they actually don't, when people are showing you, evilness, wickedness, backstabbing, when they're giving you that energy, they're already telling you, I don't care for you. I don't like you. I don't want to support you. But we personally want that support from certain individuals. So we have to work on respecting ourselves more and knowing that we deserve better. There's always going to be people who would love to support us and would love to care about us, but we have to believe that for ourselves. Hey, Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so never beg for people to care about you. The ones who want to support you, they will. And the ones that don't, won't. Okay. So this is my point number two. We talk about the support and everything, but guess what? Elevate your own self and what you think about yourself. They are the ones that are missing out on a great friendship or a great whatever it is that you are to certain individuals. They're the one missing out. They're the job, a romantic relationship, friendship. Just some people, just you're not meant to mesh with. There's certain people you're not meant to build with. It's certain people you're not meant to do certain things with. But they're the ones that's missing out. You have to respect yourself. You have to know your own self, and you have to know your own worth. You have to know what you deserve. And unfortunately, some people are not the ones that you're supposed to elevate with. Um, Especially when you're doing some great things in your life, working on yourself. Some, great things are happening in your life. You're working on yourself, you're challenging yourself, you're being consistent. Sometimes people will fall off during that time because maybe they personally don't want to be consistent. Maybe they don't. They feel some type of way because you can be consistent, because things are working good for you, because of your personal light and your energy. Um, you know, I it's a real truth that when you have a beautiful energy, a beautiful light that is around you, people will see that and people will be drawn to you like a magnet. And unfortunately, some people don't like when you get attention that they don't get. Or maybe it's something naturally that you can do that they can't do. But that's not an issue for you. That's an issue for them. Okay. They're the ones missing out. Recognize that. Hey, Miss Tracy, how are you doing? Got a member in the house. Welcome in. If you guys could hit the like, I really appreciate it. Yes. Hey to the chats. Yes, Tam. Um, they're the ones missing out. That's the whole thing. Don't dim yourself. Don't diminish yourself. Don't diminish your value, who you are, just because of other people. We tend to evaluate ourselves based on our likability, how much people likes us. And I can say here too on this app of YouTube, it caused me definitely to have an evaluation. Oh, maybe that was not good content, or maybe that wasn't this, just based on likes, based on views, based on subscribers. But it has nothing to do with that. You, especially to all you content creators, I want to speak to you for a moment. Don't stop putting out your great content. Improve your content. Be better, be more consistent, find a way to improve, but don't think that what you're doing is not good enough based on the amount of clicks or views. The right people just have not found you yet. That's how I look at it. Be encouraged, okay? Be encouraged. Let's go to the chats for a second. Okay. Now, let me get into my third point. All right. So, the most important thing about life is the things that matter is, what do you think about yourself? And what do you personally like about yourself? We put so much energy, so much time, and so much effort into who likes us, who supports us, who wants to be there. We're focusing all that energy on the outside when we need to be focused on ourself and our inside. Who are we? What are we about? Are we living up to our own personal potential? That was for somebody. That's a message for somebody. I know it is. Are you living up to your own personal potential? See, every single one of us has a different potential. Every single person has a reason for being and existing. But have you tapped into that? So we get off track a lot of times because we're so focused on making other people happy, pleasing other people, and why don't they like me and why don't they support me, that we get off track from what we should be doing and working on ourselves and how much we like ourselves. It's not about who likes us, it's how much do we like ourselves and what are we willing to do with what we have. What do you have intellectually? What is your superpower? What are you great at, talented at? What comes naturally to you? See, focus on that and make it better. See, when we improve on our own personal quality, the quality of ourself, the quality of our life, then the wrong people will fall off and the right people will stick around. Okay? Know that the right people will always be there. The negative people, the people who were just there to use you, the people who were there with ulterior motives, those people will always fall off. They will always fall off because they weren't there for you. They were there to get something from you, to get in your business, to try to, they want to see your downfall. They want to see you give up. They want to see you sad. Don't give people that energy. Elevate your energy. Elevate what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself. What other people think of you is none of your business. What do you think about yourself? What do you like about yourself? Put more energy, more effort, and more time into that because that's what's important. hmm It really is. Yes, Tamika. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Puzzle Pieces. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Because that's what's important. What is really important is what we think about ourselves, the effort and the energy that we give to ourselves. And I know for a long time, I spent so much energy helping other people, supporting other people, that I began to neglect myself, my own personal, my own personal well being, you know, wrapped up around their problems and their drama, that my mental health started to get affected. And that's not a good thing. It's not good when you allow other people to get in your head and mess you up. So know your worth, everybody. You don't need their support, okay? You really don't. All right. Let's see. Three. Oh, I did three. I put three in twice. Okay. Point number 4. Give support to those who support you. Now, I know that that sounds like a given thing, but we sometimes don't put we sometimes don't practice what we preach. We say, oh yeah, I'll support those who support me, but I don't mean like a tit for tat. Okay, when they support me, then I'll support them. No, not like that. But you know the ones that rock with you. You know the ones that are there for you. You know the ones that care about you. And there's many ways to be supportive. You could have your people who support you spiritually. You could have people who support you physically. You can have people who support your mental health. There's many ways that you can get support. There's people who will support you financially. So we sometimes do have to think and evaluate, okay, the support that I may be looking at and for is not what a person can give. Maybe that person can only give you financial support. Maybe they can't give you that quality time that you want. But that doesn't mean they don't support you and care about you. We have to really put things in perspective and really get to it and say, is it because I feel some type of way? Or is it because I'm not spending time on me? Or we have to find out the reason why we're feeling that people don't care about us and people don't support us, because that is something that we need to work on ourselves. It doesn't matter who cares about us and supports us and, all of those things. All of that doesn't matter. What matters is, do you support yourself? Are you caring for yourself? Are you taking care of your mental health? Are you taking care of your finances? Are you doing what you need to do and improving and being a better quality? Notice I said quality woman, because there's a lot of people out here who are women and they are men, but they're not a quality woman or they're not a quality man. It takes a person who is on that elevation to say, I have to stop allowing other people and their lack of supporting me, the way that they treat me. I'm not going to let that be the way I treat myself. So it means that sometimes you just got to give yourself some time and some space from certain individuals. And also, another thing, as a grown person, check in. We sometimes think that we should be checked in on a lot, but have you checked on them? Maybe they're going through something that you're just not aware of. So do that as well. Okay. And that leads right to the next point. They may be going through something. You never know what another person is dealing with and going through. People will put on this, oh, yeah, I'm okay, and smile just because we don't want other people to know our personal business. We don't want other people to know things that we're going through and dealing with, because number one, we want to keep our business private. Number two, we don't want our personal business spread around, right? You don't want everybody to know the things that you're dealing with and going through. No, we don't want to do that. But we also have to know and understand that we can't always get the time and support that we want from everybody. That person may be going through something personally. That person may be going through a health problem, financial problem, spiritual problem, mental health problem. You don't know. So don't just think, oh, they don't like me, or they think they're better, or they think they're all that. No. Let's have an elevated thinking, motivators. Let's think the best about somebody. It may have nothing to do with you. It don't have nothing to do with you. Sometimes it's they're dealing with some deep and dark issues, or maybe they're just doing them. They're focused on improving the quality of their life. They're working on their relationships. They're working on themselves. You don't know what a person may be going through. So don't just say that a person doesn't care unless you have asked. Have you asked? Is everything okay? Is there any way that I can help you or support you? We should definitely ask that. Okay? We should definitely ask that. Hey, Word, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Got a member in the house. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you don't know what people are going through. It's just like, I remember when I was going through a period of time where I was so in a dark space, grieving loss after loss after loss. And people thought that I didn't care about them, or I thought something or whatever. But it had nothing to do with that. I was just trying to just cope with life and the day to day of life, just trying to keep a roof over my head, food on the table. That I just got off track. That's just the honest thing. So, if you want to know the reason why maybe somebody is not supporting you or being there for you like you want to, ask a question. Ask them, is everything okay? Did I do something to offend you? See, that takes a grown woman or man to say that. Did I do something to offend you? Did I do something to hurt you? Instead of jumping to the conclusion or assuming that person doesn't like me or that person thinks they're better than me. No, that's a projection. That's a projection. It's not always about us. Sometimes that person is going through a personal struggle. Hey, writers, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Tuesday to you. So, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot to be kind to another person. It takes zero energy to be nice. It takes zero energy to be kind. It takes maybe a few seconds to send a text. I was just thinking about you. I hope you're all right. Simple. So you never know what somebody is going through. Okay. Let's get into point number 6. You are wasting your time waiting for them to care. Now, this is for people that you've put in the work. You've asked them how they're doing. You've tried to do your best. You try to be a good friend or a good relative or a good person in a relationship. But unfortunately, some people are leeches. They just grab onto you and they are just going to suck you dry until you have nothing more to give. Okay. They're only there to use you. They're only there to waste your time. So you sitting and waiting for them to care, like, okay, one day they're going to be on board. One day they're going to love me. One day they're going to marry me. One day they're going to be a great friend. One day they'll spend quality time with me. One day they'll listen to me. We can't waste our time waiting for people to get on our level, to get on our elevation. You have to go to where somebody is. You have to meet people in the middle. Okay. If somebody is here, you can't expect them to be all the way up here where you're at. Or if you're down there and they're up here, you know, don't be mad or jealous of another person's shine or accomplishments or rise. But don't waste your time waiting for people who have already proven to you that they don't care about you. I wish I knew that when I was younger, when I was immature, when I didn't have the wherewithal from the inside. I didn't have the wherewithal. I didn't have the strength. I didn't love myself. I didn't know how to be my own friend. So all I cared about is other people to be my friend, that I should have spent more time being my own friend. So don't waste your time waiting for people to care about you. Okay. You can't make people love you. You can't make people be your friend. You can't make people turn into being an understanding person. You can't make people stop making choices that hurts you. You can't do anything about it. But what you can do is control how much time, how much effort, how much energy you put into it, processing it and thinking, oh, what did I do? Was that me? Yes, it's important as a grown man or woman to become accountable for what you've done. Have I hurt them? Did I do something? And then when you realize that don't have nothing to do with me, take yourself out of the equation and stop surrounding yourself by people who have already proven to you. They've proven to you, they've shown you, they've done everything to show, I don't care, I don't want to be there, I don't want to support you, I don't like you, much less I don't love you. Okay. But we're the ones that have to want to see it. And we don't want to see things sometimes that's right in front of our face just because they may be our relative, our friend, in a relationship, on the job. We always think, oh, it will happen. It will happen in time. I just need to be patient. But there are some things that patience is not going to cure. Okay. Some people will always do what they're going to do because they're only out for themselves, only out for their own objective. So you spending your time waiting for them to care, it will do nothing. It will do nothing for you. Okay. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Let's get into, let's see if I miss any comments. No. Okay. So let's get into point number 7, everybody. Right. Point number 7. Get focused on you. Get focused on you. And I know for myself as a woman, we wear so many hats. We have to be so many things. We have to spread our time. And the same thing, I'm sure, for men. You have so many things to do. You have so many accomplishments that you're trying to do, but you got to get yourself back focused on you. And that's not selfish. It's not selfish to care for your mental, emotional, spiritual, financial health. There's nothing wrong with it. You got to get focused on you and stop putting so much energy into what other people are doing and saying, but what energy am I showing up as? How am I taking care of myself? How am I treating myself? How am I loving myself? Am I doing what I need to do for me? So get back focused on your goals. We get sidetracked sometimes because of life. Life happens, problems happen, distractions happen, discouragement happens. It's all a part of life. But we got to get focused on ourselves. And you got to remind yourself, sometimes, I'm pretty amazing, or I'm pretty good at this, or remember your goal. One thing that I've been doing recently is learning to awaken that that I don't know how to explain it. Awaken that fire, awaken the dream that is from within me. And the same thing for all of you motivators. Awaken your dreams, even if it's been dormant, even if other people aren't on board, other people don't like it, other people don't will say, "Oh, it will never happen." But you know what you can do, you know what you're about, you know what is inside of you. Only you know your struggle, only you know your past. You don't know, other people don't know what you've been through that has caused you to be the woman or the man that you are today. People don't know about your backstory. They don't know about your resolve. They don't know the time where you were on your knees, when you didn't know yourself, didn't love yourself, but then you turn all of that around on a dime. And then now you do. And now you're a bright beam of light. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You have to prove that for yourself. Yeah, it's that self-awareness, self-realization, you know, all of it. Self-realization, self-awareness, self-love, and self-worth. Know that you're worth it. You're worth to have goals and hopes and dreams. It's worth it for you to focus on yourself and to take care of you. Take your eyes off of other people. Take your eyes off, sometimes it's hard. Take your eyes off your kids, this person, that person, whatever, and start focusing on yourself. Focus on your health. Do the things that you need to do so that you can feel good about yourself, instead of saying, oh, why don't they call me? Why don't they support me? Why aren't they there? Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? So when that happens to you, renew the spirit from within. Renew your own spirit and say, it's okay. I have myself. I love myself. I can do amazing and great things. I have dreams and hopes, and I need to get busy into them. So, this is what I encourage all of you motivators: encourage and strengthen that resolve within yourself. Pat yourself on the back and say, it's been hard, it's been tough. You've been through some struggles, you've had some hard times, but it's okay. We're okay. We can do it. We have a goal, and it's time to put my eyes back on the focus for my life. Remember, motivators, it's your life. Your life. It's not anybody else's life. So if you're not getting what you want out of your life, what have you done to change it? Yeah, we have to do something to change what we don't like, because what you don't like, you're going to change it. I hear people all the time talk about what they don't like. I don't like it. I don't like it. And complaining, but they're not doing anything to make their situation any different. It's just constant complaining. And that's all that they're going to get. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Charlene, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. A happy Tuesday to everybody. Okay. So everybody get focused. Get focused on you. Focus on your goals, your dreams, your hopes. Remember, it's your life. Don't take your eyes off the target. We get so busy sometimes adulting, being a mom, auntie, grandma, father, uncle, this person, that person. We're so busy caregiving, right? Caring about other people, but are you caring? Are you doing some caregiving for your own self? So we got to take an evaluation and go, I really haven't been taking care of myself how I need to. Okay, how am I doing mentally? How am I doing emotionally? How am I spiritually? And then recharge it. Get yourself back activated into how you need to be, okay? Because it's our life and we got to take control or be controlled, okay? Let's get into point number 8, everybody. If we don't focus our energy on ourselves and how we're doing, it will start to affect our mental health. We get so worried about what other people are doing or saying about us, especially when it's somebody you trusted and they backstabbed you, did you wrong, did you dirty, did everything to you. It will start affecting your mental health. Don't give it that much energy. Because people are going to do what they're going to do anyways. People are going to do what they want. Okay. You can't change it. You can't make people do anything outside of what they want to do. But don't let it affect your mental health. Your life is too important. You are too special. You have too many things to do ahead in the future to let other people, and a lot of times small-minded people, okay, affect you in this way. Okay. Don't let things affect your mental health. Get back and say, it's time for me to take a break from my mental health, okay? And do what you need to do. Rest, to bring down your stress, delete, block for your mental health. It's so important to do that. All right. Let's get into, I think I have 2 more points. Oh yeah, I have 2 more. One more after this. Point number 9, everybody. Strengthen your relationship with yourself. When we think about the people who support us, but are you supporting yourself? There's no friendship like the friendship you should have with yourself. Even if everybody in your life left you, you will be all right. You will be all right. You were born for a reason. You were born for a purpose. Strengthen your own friendship. Strengthen your own love for yourself. When you have yourself, when you know yourself, when you know what you're about, you can be your own advocate. You can be your own cheerleader. You can be your own support. Remember that. Don't look to other people to support you at all times, because if we do that, that's not realistic. It just won't happen. Not everybody's going to be on board. Not everybody's going to like. Not everybody is going to understand. And the whole thing about it is everybody is not meant to understand your reason. Not everybody is on board and understanding where it is that you're going. But you know yourself. You know your focus. You know your power. You know your light. You got to seek friendship with yourself. And it's something that you have to do on a day-to-day basis, not just something that, oh yeah, I love myself. Oh yeah, I'm my own friend. What are you doing every day to prove to yourself that you're your own friend? For me, it's every morning and every night. It's my personal 15 to 30 minutes that I spend with me, deep breathing, meditating, getting my focus energy, reminding myself how well I'm doing. This is my time where I encourage myself. You're doing amazing, Marlene. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Keep your eyes on the target. Keep focused. You're doing great. We got to do that for ourselves. Don't expect other people to give that for you. It's our responsibility as grown women and grown men to encourage and strengthen ourselves. But it got to be up here. It has to be in your own mind, and you have the power to think positively. And I understand when we go through things and negative things are happening to us, negative people are around us, people are talking about us, people stab you in the back, it hurts and we get off course and off track, but it's all right. I want you all to know that, to all you motivators, it's all right. You are okay. The ones that give you that fake support, the ones that don't understand you, the ones that stab you in the back are irrelevant. They don't matter at all. The friendship that matters the most is the friendship that you have with yourself. How is that going? What are the things that you're doing for yourself? What are you doing to make yourself happy? How are you taking care of you? Because the relationship you have with yourself is everlasting. It will never end. You got to always take care of yourself. That's nobody else's job. Okay. Yes. Yes, Eunice. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Wellness with Frugal Mama. How are you doing? Welcome. I really appreciate you being here. If you could hit the like, and happy Tuesday to you. This is from Sirius. Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship. Exactly. And if you don't care for yourself and you're not doing what you need to do for yourself, who's going to do it? How many people have somebody to say, hey, I think you should take a break. Hey, I think you should take a rest. No, you got to do that for yourself. You got to have enough wherewithal, enough strength, enough fortitude, okay, to say, I need a break. I need to do this. We know what we need to do, but we have to encourage that within ourself. Okay. Yes, you have. The more you know yourself, the easier it becomes to recognize the right people for you, and the wrong people fall off. Exactly. Exactly, word. That is so true. The more you know yourself. And I do think that a lot of times that people don't know themselves. I had to spend a long time. I gave myself probably about 6 or 7 months where I finally went into a deep dive. Who is Marlene? What is Marlene about? What is Marlene good at? Does Marlene like her life? How is Marlene's health? But I had to do that for myself. And because of life, and we get so busy adulting and working and taking care of home and this and that, that we're pouring so much energy and effort into everything else, but then our own cup is empty. So, like I've said in one of my favorite lives, we have to have people in our life that refill our cup. On our own, it's our own job to fill up our own cup, but other people in our life should be giving something to pour into that cup. If all people in our life are only doing is taking, 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 wanting from us something, that's not a good, healthy relationship. You've got to identify that, and know your worth. Okay, know that. Let them leave. Let them go. You don't need them. We think a lot of times we need people in our life. We need certain relatives. We need certain romantic relationships, but you don't. The ones that are important will do things that will make you feel good. They will want to see you happy. They will do things to keep a smile on your face. You won't have to. You won't have to be stressing out yourself or and complaining and why and why. No, that's toxic energy. You don't need it. Yes, exactly. Okay, we're on the last point, everybody. I'm about to put the link in the chat for my co-host if she has anything she would like to add to this conversation. And this one I feel like is so important to add. A lot of times we are projecting our fears, our doubts, all of those things, right? We're projecting all of it, okay? But we're projecting all of it because we don't believe in our power. We don't believe in our light. We don't know our own worth. Okay. Hi, Ozzy. We don't know our own power and our own worth. So, this is for every single one of you motivators. Okay. We pour so much energy into who likes us, who cares, who supports, when what we need to be doing is, what is my personal talent? What is my gift? Am I using it? How am I using it? How much am I using it? Do I have people around me that are fortifying it, that are supporting my gifts? Okay. This is my first time on here, but I hear you. Thank you so much, Ozzy. Welcome to the Motivators family. I appreciate you being here. It's so important for us to use our own talents, and every single one of us, every single one of us has gifts. Every single one of us has talents. Each and every one of us does, but not everybody uses them. So, because of life problems, difficulties, even our own, the way we feel about ourselves, right? We get sidetracked. We get sidetracked from using our gifts or talents, or other people will try to tell us that our talents or our gifts aren't good or they're not important. And it could be because maybe they're jealous of your gift. Maybe they wish they had your gifts, right? They wish they had your strength. They wish they could walk around with their head up. They wish that they had your type of courage, right? They wish, but everybody has to be themselves. So I encourage every single one of you motivators to use your talents and your gifts. That's awesome, Ozzy. I'm very happy for you. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so I have, thank you so much, Sirius. I'm going to add my wonderful co host, Miss Nexie. Hello, Miss Nexie.
Hello, Marlene. Hi, chat. How's everybody doing today?
Good, good, good.
Great topic, Marlene.
Thank you so much.
As always. You know, I feel too, Marlene, that some people are just, as they call, seasonal, right? Some people are in your life, and I don't mean that they come on the fall or the spring or the summer, but what I mean is that some people like the seasons. They're just there to teach you a very valuable lesson. Now, the the big difference here is that the lesson that you learn from the people that just come to you seasonal is it's how you gonna take that. Are you gonna allow this person to affect it in a negative or a positive way? Even if the person is negative, Marlene, you can always turn the negativity into a positive message. Even if they hurt you, right? You can turn it into a valuable, sometimes expensive lesson that you need to learn in life. And not allow it to affect the view that you will have in the future for others that come to you, to your life, and probably are there to make a difference and stay with you, for the long run. So you have to be careful on not to allow people that just come to either use you or take advantage of you in some way, of your time, your money, use you for your transportation, or the babysitting hours you can give them. So
Mhm.
you have to make sure that whatever they come into your life for, you don't allow it to change you moving forward and seeing others in a negative way.
Right. That's a very good point and a valid one, Nexie. And I would add to that, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, make sure you have a boundary with it. I don't mind to do this for you and help you, but this is what I'm going to do. So, being upfront, telling people what you can commit to, what you can do, and then do just that. The issue a lot of times is that we don't set boundaries. We just keep
Mm-hmm.
allowing, we keep allowing, we keep allowing things. And then next thing we're overwhelmed. And it's because we didn't say, you're asking me to do too much. I'm not getting enough time for myself, or you're not respecting me, or whatever it is, but we have to be the one to say what we can commit to, what we like, what we don't like. And then that person's job now is to respect those boundaries once we get it. And if they don't like it, then they can go.
Exactly. But you see how sometimes we are the ones always trying to help people go the extra, right? Don't
Mhm.
put those boundaries. And people use us as much as they can. And once they're done using us, they move on, right? But the ones that didn't put the boundaries and the ones that did the extra, it was us, right? So if they took advantage of us because we didn't put those boundaries in place, because we thought or mistakenly thought that this person was on, our friend, or that care the same way we did for them. That was on us. It has nothing to do with that other person, because there's those little signs that they throw you, and you see them but you ignore them because you think that this person is going to be different with you. Yeah, no, those are that's the reason why you shouldn't be upset or change who you are because this person taught you a lesson. It was you who didn't put those boundaries in place. It was you who ignored all of the signals that were placed in front of you. Um, and some people tell you, hey, be careful. This is what's going to happen to you. And you say, no, 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 no. Oh, no. My friendship with that person is different. Nope. Nope. He or she will not do it to me because, I'm always there for this person or this, relative, or this friend. I've done more than anybody else, and I see how this person likes me. That's Yeah, no, that was on us because we ignore our intuition, because you have a feeling about these people, because you see people dropping left and right from them, but you ignored it. And now you cannot get upset if you were the dummy that didn't ignore that ignored it and didn't put those boundaries in place.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing something and you don't like it. But I think my issue a lot of times was that I had been so used to, I was so deep into doing a certain thing that once I finally had enough, it's like, how do you start? You know how, like, you're so overwhelmed, you're about to drown. Like, how do I say, okay, I don't want to do this anymore? It's like, I don't know, like you're in too deep with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I've been there. I've been there, and the thing that I got from probably after I started working on myself, from the first person that I noticed doing this to me after I started working on myself, is that um the minute I dropped the friendship, the minute I started, like, not, maybe not dropping the friendship, but started like putting those boundaries and started being not so available, I started seeing the change, right? This person, will get upset because I wasn't as readily available as I used to be, because I started noticing, hey, 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 wait a minute, this is a two-way street, dude. We
Yeah.
cannot just, it's not just me giving, you know what I mean? It's two-way street. I've been allowing you to run this highway the way you want it. Now it's a two-way street. And that's when I started noticing that it was just a selfish relationship, a friendship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I noticed when I dropped the friendship is that it didn't affect me the way it would have affected me before I started working on myself. It actually empowered me.
Yeah.
When I said, like Mike dropped, yeah, when I said that, it empowered me, and it allowed me to have confidence and say, hey, you know what? My intuitions are on point. My instinct is on point. I'm I'm seeing people now in a different light, the way I couldn't see them before. And so from that, it actually did me more good to go through that after therapy than it would have done before therapy.
Yep. And you have to know that for yourself. Like, things. Oh, I was buffering. Oh, it's so important for us to speak up and to say how we're feeling about whatever it is, and to not let things go, because I know I definitely was a person that I didn't like confrontation. I like to sweep things under the rug, or I would say, oh, that's not really important, or I would say yes to things that I wanted to say no to. So, one of the things that I personally had to work on was learning to be honest with myself.
Exactly. Exactly, Marlene. And but the a lot of times people get so hurt that they lash out. I don't. What I did is I thanked this person. I did. I said, thank you for the valuable lesson you gave me. I really appreciate it because, um, I would have not seen your true face had you not done what you just did.
Yep.
Right? Sometimes you even have to say that to yourself and maybe not to them because, you know, you're not that kind of friend or you're not that close that you have that type of communication. But once you do that, and now I'm gonna flip it is once you do this, now you have to be careful that you're not doing it to everybody for every little thing that they do to you.
Exactly.
Some people they just don't have time at the moment, but you cannot, you know what I mean? So it's a balance. It's a balance. That's what I wanted to say. It's a balance that we have to have. Those people that are seasonal, we have to appreciate them because what they do, because we have so many good friends around us, right? So many great relatives
Mhm.
sometimes around us. Once we have already, nitpick everybody that we want in our life, we have so many great people around us that when foul
Mhm.
people like that come into our life, um, it's wonderful because they give you a dose of reality that you probably haven't had in a long time. They
Yeah.
bring you back to, hey, 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 okay, good. I'm in place. Yes, I can still see BS. I can still,
No,
I can still.
it's one of those things to where you say, "Oh yeah, I have a really good circle of people," and then you start saying, "But you're not one of them."
Or good intuitions, right?
Yeah.
I kind of saw what you were about, but I didn't want to accept it or admit it because you were masquerading. But
Hmm.
once you see them for who they are and they give you that lesson, you're like, yeah, okay, my spidey senses are in place. I saw this
Yeah.
coming, and I saw this when nobody else saw it, and I was already, weary. Now that you have shown me who you truly are, thank you. I thought I was crazy, but no, yes.
Yeah, it, it's so true, Nexie. It's one of those things that, like, we have to learn to trust our intuition, our conscience, our whatever it is that you call it. When something doesn't feel right, when people don't feel right in our life, and you're like, what did they just say to me? Or how are they acting? It's like, oh, they're acting different now. And the whole thing about it is, Nexie, is we think they're acting differently when they're acting just how they're supposed to act.
How they have been exactly,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point is that we are so in such a great place. We love ourselves so much that we see people through the love lens, right? You're like, oh my God, this person is so just like me. This person thinks just like me. You know, this friend or this new family member I found is just like me. We're so alike. But what you don't see, and even though you see it, but you don't want to really see it, is that they're not like you. And they throw words in the mix of when they talk or in the way that they move around you. They show you that they're not kind, that they're not, benevolent as they say they are,
Yep.
that they're not as loyal as they want
Yeah.
you to be,
Yeah,
that they're not.
it's just a facade.
Yes, it's a facade, that they're not, there for you, that they're
Mhm.
not, someone that you can rely or count on. You know what I mean? They take advantage of you, and sometimes, you confuse the words that are coming out of their mouth. Um,
Yep.
Instead of seeing their actions, you confuse just the words that are coming out of their mouth as true statement. But I can say anything I want. You can say whatever you want. Your actions and your
Yeah.
treatment of others is how it's going to prove who you truly are.
Mhm. That's why I tell you puzzle pieces. I love that quote from Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, believe them and believe them the first time. I only when I was younger, I got the first part of that. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. But it took me so many times before I got that. So I'm learning, like when I see something and I ask myself, first of all, I was like, is that me or is that them? Then when I find
Mm-hmm.
out it's not me, I was like, I gotta go.
Beep, beep.
Beep beep,
No.
gotta go.
Oh, you know how to do that. You know how to run. Um, but inside joke. But but again, we because we don't treat people like that. Like I've said this to many of people that I have come in contact with in real life, as I have here on this, on these on YouTube.
Mhm.
That when I like someone, and I offer friendship or whatever it is that comes out of what we're doing, it's
Yep.
sincere. It's sincere. It's with all my heart because that's how I function. Now, what I have to um, do in real life, meaning with real people here, with me, as I have to do with YouTube, is remember that not everybody is like that, right?
Yeah, that some people are not here to support and like. Some people are here, honestly, with evil motive, evil, wicked. They want to do things to break you. They want to tarnish your name, and they want to get you unfocused. So,
Yeah, as we have seen it with other content creators.
mhm.
Now, for me, it's like I just said, I have to have more. I have to place more boundaries on that, or the fact that, and this is what I keep on telling myself. I have to, not be so ready to start a friendship with someone, because not everybody is there for this, or not everybody's like you. But then if I go against that, Marlene, I'll be going against who I am.
Yeah,
I cannot, I cannot change that because that's who I am. Now, what I can do is, if somebody uses me for whatever reason, I can put the blame on them because my friendship was pure, right? What I offer you was pure, and I cannot change who I am because I'll be going against everything that I believe in.
that's right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. When people like that come into your life, you have to make sure that what they do to you doesn't change and doesn't affect who you are. You have to stay true to yourself. If I start going that I'm going to be weary of everybody, I'm not going to allow people, because this person did this to me, now I'm going to be aware everybody's to get me. No, that will change who I truly, truly am, which is someone that is always ready, willing, and, by your side if need be, when I give my friendship to you.
Yeah. You know what? One of the things that I learned, my mom told me something that stays with me forever. She always says, she says, I trust everybody until you give me a reason not to.
Exactly. That's and I love your mom. I love mom seriously because it's true, and that's how I am. I tell people I give you my friendship until you tell me you don't want to be my friend, and I don't mean that you have to, literally say it. You don't want to be my friend. No, no, no. You can show me that you don't want to be my friend anymore.
Yeah.
And I know that people sometimes have been hurt, right? And
Mhm.
they're weary, but if you have been 100 with them at all times, they shouldn't pass the bucket to you if somebody else has hurt him. And that's what I try to do. If somebody takes advantage of me, of my friendship, of my kindness, or whatever it is that they do, I'm not going to pass it on to the next person I become friends, because I made so many good friends here, Marlene, that we talk for hours on the phone.
Yes.
Yeah, you should know. You know what I mean? And we called each other all the time. I have made so many good friendships. And
Mhm.
I don't test people. I don't believe on things like that. I don't. I know that a lot of people do this before they can be your friends. That's not being a genuine friend. That's not being a friend. So I still believe in that, in the fact that, you can make a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships work. Now, a friendship or a family friendship, because you can have them as well,
Mhm.
are effortless.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be there all the time for you to be a friend. A lot
Yep.
of people have helped us in the hardest times of our lives, right? Or when we're going through a lot of hardships, in the YouTube streets or in real life. So we have to remember when people are not there, or we get new people in our lives, that we have to remember what they have done for us. We have to remember how many times have they been there before this new friendship started.
Yep. You have to remember who started out with you.
It's like Sugar said yesterday, and that is not just on YouTube. That's on real life too.
Yeah.
You get a new friend, you just want to be with that new friend. What? Or the new boyfriend or the new girlfriend. Just saying. But you have to remember too that before this person, there was somebody else there with you.
Yep. You don't like
Don't
people.
just drop them for new
It
friends.
yes, that's what I was about to say. That
Oh, sorry.
yeah, sometimes people will forget who would, they were here, they were supporting you. It's like when people get to some level of success in their life, they
Yes.
get that success, and then they just are with the people where when they get the success. But what about the people who were there when you didn't have anything, or when you didn't know yourself, or where you're in that stages of working on yourself? They forget who helped
Mm-hmm.
you to build you so that you could be to that level of success. People
It,
forget about the builders. I never forget about
exactly.
my builders.
And that's the whole point. That's the way friendship, and family relationships should work. And I'm not saying that you have to be my friend at all times and not have any more friends. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is that, not because now that you're up there, in the new position at work, you're gonna forget who put the good work for you to get the new position at work.
Mhm.
And it has happened to me so many times, and they come crawling back when they see that those people up there weren't as sincere or as real or as good or as kind as you were
Yeah.
before they got there. But at that point, the friendship is already tainted. It's already damaged, because you already showed me that you don't need and you don't want my friendship.
Yep.
And that's on them, not on us.
Mhm. And those are the times where you're this is where you have to make decisions for yourself. Is And people will think sometimes, oh, because they got to the status, they think they're all that now. No, it's that now, because I have worked so hard to get where I am, now I have to maintain it. So I can't You know, it's like when you get to certain levels, it's like when you learn things. The same thing when I after I went through therapy, it's certain things that I can't do anymore because it will cause me to backtrack and to do the things that I used to do. I can't be around certain people. I can't do the things that I used to do because it will make me go backwards in my thinking.
Exactly, exactly, and that's the thing that also don't allow people like that um to dictate who you are
Hmm.
moving forward, right? Because that's the one thing. Even if they sometimes bring you back to before you started working on yourself, you have to make sure that you propel yourself back up and say, no, 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 they
Yes.
cannot change who I am because,
Hmm.
they were rotten to me, or because they did this to me, or because they used me. You cannot allow people like to do that to you. You have to make sure that you're always working on yourself, that you're always protecting the real you, regardless of what happens.
Yep.
And that's why I said that these people are seasonal, because they bring you back to before therapy or before you came to this point in your life, just to remind you, don't forget how much work it took for you to dig yourself out of that deep hole you were in. And it was because of people like this. So be wary, continue to work on yourself, because that's what they remind you of. Hey, 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 you're lacking.
Yep.
You're lacking. What happened to your discernment? Where was it when you were around this person? You were seeing all of the signs that were there that you had already mastered as you started working on yourself. Why did you, just laying down flat on the ground and didn't use them with this person? They bring you back to reality, which is,
Yep.
you have to guard your sanity. You have to guard yourself at all times and continuously work on you so that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's what you have to, when you get to that point where you are working on yourself. I like to call it rehabbing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're rehabbing yourself, your mindset, your focus, everything that you want, right? You can't let people who aren't on that level, who aren't elevating. It's not that everybody's going to be on the same levels, but it's that you can't let people who are like not where you are, like they're not growing, they don't want to do anything, they're lazy. You can't let people like that be in your circle, because they will take you backwards instead of you being able to move forward.
Exactly. Exactly,
Yeah.
Marlene.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like this is a good point for us to break so we can go to the after show so I can set it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming up, Miss Nexie. Any final words?
First, I want to thank Sirius. Thank you so very much for being on top of our chat and always been such a great mod. She's amazing. Thank
Mm,
you very, very much for that. Because sometimes we get to talking and we forget.
yes.
But we appreciate you very much, Sirius. And Aussie, thank you for finding us, coming in, and you're welcome to come at any time, and everybody else too. The only final words I can say to our wonderful, chat and our wonderful people that come to us is, don't allow those who use you and abuse you and sometimes discard you like yesterday's drink to
Mhm.
change you on anything. Continue to be your true self. Continue to be kind. Continue to offer friendship. Continue to help others. Don't allow those people that are seasonal and are just here to remind you of who you don't want to be to change who you are. That's all.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. Thank you for having me, Marlene, and I'll see you on the after show.
Yes, thank you so much. And my final words is that no matter what you have been through, no matter where you have been, it's about where you are right now. And unfortunately, some people just will not support you, will not like you, will not be there for you, but it's okay. Focus your energy on the people who do care about you, the people that do matter, the people who do understand, the people who are growing. And that's what's important. So, thank you so much, Miss Nexie, and to all my amazing chat, my mods. Shout out to my mods, my channel members. Yeah, I appreciate all of you. And don't give up. Don't give up, because sometimes it can feel very frustrating when we don't get the support and people to like us and people to understand us. Yeah, it's difficult. It's hard when we don't get what we want, but it's okay because the right people will be drawn to you and they will stick around.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Nexie.
Thank you, Marlene, and thank you, everybody, for coming over, and see you on the after show.
See you at
Bye.
the after show. Bye, everybody. You know what I always say over here? Thank you so much for tuning in to Marlene Motivates. You know what I say over here? Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. I'll see you members in a little bit. And to everybody else, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, oh.